Hi folks, this evening we're going to begin our journey towards the cross and the resurrection of Jesus. Isn't it wonderful to think that even though we're all in lockdown, there will be millions of Christians all over the world uniting together to focus on the death and the resurrection of Jesus, and that gospel will be proclaimed through the internet, no doubt, from all kinds of places to all sorts of people. It's a very exciting time for us, and we ourselves need a bit of help to get focused in on Jesus and on those final days of his life and then the resurrection. So why don't you turn with me to John chapter 18. Each day I'm going to read quite a chunk and just draw out one or two small things for us to consider. So John chapter 18 verses 1 to 14. When he had finished praying, Jesus left with his disciples and crossed the Kidron Valley. On the other side there was a garden, and he and his friends went into it. Now Judas, who betrayed him, knew the place because Jesus had often met there with his disciples. So Judas came to the garden, guiding a detachment of soldiers and some officials from the chief priests and the Pharisees. They were carrying torches, lanterns, and weapons. Jesus, knowing all that was going to happen to him, went out and asked them, "Who is it you want?" "Jesus of Nazareth," they replied. "I am he," Jesus said, and Judas the traitor was standing there with them. When Jesus said, "I am he," they drew back and fell to the ground. Again he asked them, "Who is it you want?" "Jesus of Nazareth," they said. Jesus answered, "I told you that I am he. If you are looking for me, then let these men go." This happened so that the words he had spoken would be fulfilled. "I have not lost one of those you gave me." Then Simon Peter, who had a sword, drew it and struck the high priest's servant, cutting off his right ear. The servant's name was Malchus. Jesus commanded Peter, "Put your sword away. Shall I not drink the cup the Father has given me?" Then the detachment of soldiers with its commander and the Jewish officials arrested Jesus. They bound him and brought him first to Annas, who was the father-in-law of Caiaphas, the high priest that year. Caiaphas was the one who had advised the Jewish leaders that it would be good if one man died for the people. Now here we see Jesus who will be arrested, bound and dragged away by soldiers in the night, and yet he's in complete control, and he's absolutely committed to his task. You see it a few times in verse 4. Jesus, knowing all that was going to happen to him, he knew already what was going to happen to him. Verse 9, this happened so that the words he had spoken would be fulfilled. "I have not lost one of those you gave me," is referring back to earlier on in John's Gospel. Again, Jesus is in control. It's all bringing about what has already been planned and what has been spoken about. And then verse 14, Caiaphas had advised the Jewish leaders, had prophesied about this in chapter 11 of John, that it would be good if one man died for the people. See there, Jesus knowing all, fulfilling all that he had already said, and dying for all. He's in complete control when everything looks like it's completely out of control.